Welcome back, APCSA students. Okay, so this is A4 of the Pixlab, so let's get started. So here, A4 in the student guide, a lot of this is really just introducing, it starts off introducing the 2D arrays, and so these are things we've already done in the notes. You are welcome to read through if you want. It's talking about it being an array of arrays. Here's some syntax things that we've also talked about. And then here is a nested for loop showing how you would go through and add up all the number of pixels that you have to get a total of the number of pixels. And so I was going to look up here for just a sec. I think we're good. So there's this matrix that we'll look at more in the code as we go, but this is just the normal nested for loop. And you can see here it's starting with 0 and it's counting plus, oh, maybe it's counting something else. Let's see. All the values in a 2D array of integers. Okay, so this matrix is just an array of integers and it's just getting a sum. So this is kind of a get sum. This isn't necessarily connected to RGB values yet. So a lot of this is stuff that you guys already did in your practice labs, but you're welcome to look at it and do it again, and I'll show you the code in a minute. So here it shows you the for each loop syntax that we've talked about, and then it has you write 3 methods that I think will feel very similar to, again, the practice lab, that array 2D tester, but it's not a bad idea to do this. So let's start here. It says in the int array worker class. So this is a program in the classes folder that is just for this A4. It's got nothing to do with pixels. It's really just making sure you know what's going on with 2D arrays. So you can go ahead in here, and again, this will feel like array 2D, an array 2D tester, but go ahead and just brush up on your skills. So here's the int array worker program. Let me close all these so you can see the full name of the files down here. And here's the get total they were talking about. And here's the get total with a for each loop. This is filling random values. This is displaying, filling a pattern. And I guess they don't have, here's the tester. And so maybe this, yeah, I think I will go through this because it looks, I know it looks intimidating. It's really not. I think part of the whole difficulty with Pixlab is getting used to ignoring a lot of code that you maybe don't understand exactly. But if you think of int array worker as array 2D, I think you'll be okay. There's a private 2D array variable at the top called matrix. Here are public methods, things that are happening to it. And then what they have over here is a tester that is way more complex than the tester you had, because it has additional methods that call the other methods. So it makes it seem confusing. So in these programs that you're working with for the next couple days, the main method, this person's convention is to have the main method at the bottom. So with Java, you have a choice, top or bottom, with the main method. So here, if you're looking for a main method, go to the bottom of the program. Here you can see the methods that it's calling in this program. So test set matrix. Let's just trace this one. I'm looking for test set matrix. Here it is. It's creating an object of this program down here, and that program in here is the one that has that 2D matrix at the top. So I'm coming back to the tester. Then it creates this 2D array. Then it sets the matrix, that private variable in here with that 2D array, and then it prints this message, and then it prints out the object. So all this does is kind of create the object and print it. So if we went back down to the main here and commented all these other methods out, all we would see is that 2D array matrix being created and fills with 1s and 2s. And so again, if I go back up to that test set matrix method, you can see this is the array, but it's getting loaded into this worker object, which is an int array worker. So I know it seems weird, we're like taking a 2D array here and filling it over there, but as much as you can get used to the syntax here, it'll help you with the subsequent programs when we start using pixels and getting colors with RGB values. So they tend to have the object template in one program and the tester in the other. And I'm going to go back down to that main and uncomment the other methods. Is it this one and this one? So these 4 methods here that you see being called are all in this program. But what they're doing is creating an object based on this and calling some method in this program to do something. So total should be 21 and is 21. Total should be, so here's kind of the expected and here's what the actual is, so you know whether you're getting it right. So your job is to write the test get count, the test get largest, and the test get call total. And here, if you go to do test get count, we can uncomment that. You have to go up here and find that method name, test get count. Here it is, and it is all commented, right? So you can edit, uncomment. So now this method exists, and here's the method call, but I don't think it's going to run yet. So what it's saying is, here's that test get count that we're supposed to write. This is the method we're supposed to write. So notice this is test get count, and it creates a worker object that's of this int array worker type, and then it calls get count with that object attached. So I need to write the get count method in here. So we need to go to the object template and create a get count method. I'm going to continue to do that. If you feel like you're okay going ahead and writing get count and then the next 2, I'd turn off the video and just get started. But I'll go ahead and do the first one with you. This is the first exercise. So the get count, I'm going to go back to the student guide. Get count returns the count of the number of times a past integer value is found in the matrix. Okay. So they're going to pass this method a value, and we're supposed to find out how many times it is in the matrix. So back to the tester, they're going to create the new matrix, and they're passing the number 1, and we're going to count how many times the number 1 is in this matrix that they've made up here. So here I need to have a get count, and I'm looking for something I can copy, right? Because all these have the same, and I think I'll copy the get total because it's got my nested loop. I'm going to be counting things. It's going to look like a get sum, and I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to add it right here. So it was called get count, and so I'm going to be switching back and forth between this and the tester so I can see how it's called and see what it returns. So get count definitely returns an integer because whatever this method returns is going to be stored here, and it definitely gets passed an integer. So over back into an int array worker, I need to receive an integer, and I'm going to call it target. It's the thing I want to go through the matrix and see how many times this number shows up, whatever it may be. Matrix, again, is the private 2D array variable tippy top. This is an object template. So all these methods have access to matrix. So I can leave this nested for loop. I could even leave it total. Maybe I want to call it counter. And so I need something different here. I don't want to add all the elements. I want to know if the element I'm looking at, which would be matrix row call, I want to know if this element that I'm looking at is equal to the target, then I want to count it. So that's what I'm going to use that counter for, and I'm going to return that counter. That seems right? I'm looping through. So I can go ahead and manually recompile this program. That's always a good idea to do that. And then I'm going to go back to the tester, and I'm going to go ahead and try to run it and see what I get. And so count should be 6 and count is 6. So it counted how many ones were in this array, and it said there's 6. So if I wanted to count the 3s in this, it's filling it with a set pattern every time. I could put a 3 right here, but then I should expect the count to be 3, right? Because there's 3 3s. So if I run it now, it's still calling that count method we wrote, but it's counting how many 3s are in it. So if I wanted to count how many 5s are in it, then I should find 0 5s, because this is the picture of the 2D array, and there are, oopsie, didn't mean to put it there. There are 0 5s. And count should be 0 and count is 0. So I think our get count is working. So your task is to then go write get largest and also get call total. And that wraps it up for day 1 for you. Once you do those, you're welcome to go on to A5 if you get through these and have time. But I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!